Us there from D.C. Well, speaking of D.C., there are more contenders in the 2016 Republican race. Former HP CEO Carly Fiorina and retired neurosurgeon Ben Carson officially announcing their plans this morning. Back in D.C., Blake Burman with me now, as is the Wall Street Journal's social media editor, Natalie Andrews. Blake, I want to start with you first because many are saying, look, odds are pretty low that these newcomers will be anywhere on the ticket. But what are you hearing from there?
Well, Carly Fiorina and Ben Carson have never held political office, Deirdre. Polls show Fiorina running at the back of a hypothetical Republican field, Carson more toward the middle. However, their entries into the presidential race are buoyed by years spent in the public eye. Carson is the famed neurosurgeon turned author who's been a vocal critic of President Obama and the Affordable Care Act. In his announcement speech earlier this morning, just a little while ago in Detroit, Carson took his lack of political experience head on by saying he's going to do what's right, not what's politically expedient.
I don't have a lot of experience busting budgets and doing the kinds of things that have gotten us into all the trouble that we're in now. But I do have a lot of experience in solving problems.
As you mentioned, Carly Fiorina is the former chief executive of Hewlett-Packard, and she was also the first woman to ever run a Fortune 20 company. She will hold a town hall on the video streaming app Periscope later today. She also announced her candidacy this morning on Facebook and Twitter.
I just announced that I'm running for president because I think our nation is at a pivotal point. We need to restore possibilities for every American.
Fiorina has run a high-profile race before, Deirdre. She lost her 2010 Senate bid against Barbara Boxer.
So, Blake, we know that more candidates are expected to announce, and it's actually been a criticism of the Democratic Party that there are so few candidates, but the GOP field, in theory, will expand, right?
A wide field here. Fiorina and Carson already joined Senators Ted Cruz, Rand Paul, and Marco Rubio in the race. Tomorrow, the first former governor could enter the field. Mike Huckabee will announce his intentions from his hometown of Hope, Arkansas. Huckabee unsuccessfully ran for president in 2018, but did win the Iowa caucus that year. Deirdre.
Blake, thanks as always. Blake Burman joining us there from D.C. Well, for more on the 2016 race, specifically how social media plays a role, I am bringing in Natalie Andrews from the Wall Street Journal, also with me from D.C. So, Natalie, as we just heard from Blake, Carly Fiorina is going to be hosting a Periscope chat later today. How are you seeing social change the game this time around?
It'll be interesting to watch her Periscope chat because we'll be able to see the questions she's asked and the questions she answers and chooses not to answer. I think social media is making her, she wants to appear tech savvy, she's the tech CEO that's joined the race. And so we'll see how that actually plays out with the Periscope chat. She's also speaking at a tech conference tomorrow. So I think she's really trying to use social media to play up, hey, I'm the tech CEO and I'm digital savvy.
Although she's taken a lot of hits, even from the tech community, right? One of the Hewlett-Packard founders' kids said, I am not going to vote for Carly Fiorina because she didn't do a good job with Hewlett-Packard. So it's even unclear if she has the tech community's support.
It's true. Actually, if you go to carlyfiorina.org today, it's a site that someone threw up that talks about, hey, she laid off 30,000 people, and they did it up in emoticons and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see if she does gather that support. We might learn more tomorrow at the tech conference.
So, Natalie, Blake was just going through what is so far a very crowded field on the GOP side and a not at all crowded field on the Democratic candidate side. Who do you think, in terms of social media only, just using that metric, which candidate is really standing out?
That's an interesting question. I think maybe like Rand Paul and Hillary Clinton, they're really going after it. Rand Paul has been known to be creative. He's stepped back a little since he declared he was running for president, but he's really using it to fundraise. And I think as these candidates really venture into the race, they're going to they're going to need the support from the people who have clicked like. They're going to need to turn their likes into money to keep on going.
All right, Natalie, we thank you as always. Chances are we're talking about this again in very short order. Natalie Andrews with me there from D.C. with the Wall Street Journal.